Graduating high school, I didn't do really good in high school. I really slacked off. I didn't take it serious. And then I had a bunch of buddies, and they were all like, all right, well, I'm joining the Navy, or I'm going to join the Army maybe. And I was like, well, I guess I need to join the Air Force. And my uncle is actually in the Air Force still, and he kind of like convinced me that it's this awesome opportunity. He's been all over the world. He's like a boom pilot. I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. So I joined, and it wasn't super fun. But I got deployed to Iraq, and that's when we lived in tents full of like maybe 20 people, 14 to 20 people in a tent. I was getting back in shape. I was working out, and I just lifted wrong on the squat. I was going, they call it ass to grass, but I was going all the way down and coming back up, and I was coming up wrong, and I should have just dropped it, but I didn't know if anybody was behind me, and I didn't want to like hit somebody walking by. I didn't want to damage anything behind me just because I was facing forward. There's no mirror from my recollection. So I just forced it up. And at that night, I remember laying in my tent and just like, my back's killing me. So eventually, like, I was having trouble like walking around. I was like, it sounds really funny to say this, but like I would sneeze, I would cough, or even like I would fart. And I would just like shooting pain down my back all the way down to like my ankles, my toes. Like it was probably the worst pain I could feel at the time. But then I got diagnosed with a autoimmune disease. And I was told by the commander himself, like straight to my face, the commander of my squadron, like, oh, you're not getting kicked out. Don't worry. You can finish your time here. And then you can just be on like with your life. Then I just got told out of nowhere by these medical board people like, hey, you've got like 2 months and you're out of the Air Force. So you need to start getting your plans lined up. And it really hit me hard because you go from like stability and thinking like, and I was reassured by the commander in our squadron. He's like the top guy in our squadron. And people in my flight that I was going to stay in for like the extra year and just finish my time. It's not like I wanted to stay in the Air Force for 20 years. That was never the plan. But it sucks being told like, hey, you got 2 months. Figure it out. And as soon as I was kind of deemed unfit for the Air Force, it was just like everybody just wiped their hands with me. Basically, so the Air Force, like, you go to this school called TAPS. It's like transition. I forgot what it stands for exactly, but it's like a transition school to help you learn, like, hey, this is how you be a civilian. But really all it is, if you like break it down, it's, hey, if you become homeless or poor, we taught you how to be a civilian, so it's not on us. And I think that's when it started hitting me harder, when I was like, wow, I'm really kind of screwed. Like, but I got lucky with some stuff, some things lined up, and that's how I ended up going to school here. I figured if I didn't go to school, 7 years of my life was down the drain. Like, it was for no reason.
So we're good?